I make a quick video to show you the Texas silver sage blooming. Beautiful. All around the front of my house are really took off, and the bees are all flying around them. Big nice bumblebee right there. Wow, that's a big one. Those are cool. Yeah, the bees are going nuts. They're loving these things. Great things. Rosemary, loving that spot. Crepe myrtle, not loving this spot. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a little more time, but I might have to take that out and put something else there or leave it open because it's not liking that spot. You know, I was just gonna make a quick video. I've been watching some near-death experience videos. It's so weird, you know, our spiritual life and the path we're on, and things can seem real simple and so obvious, and then you go through a period of time and things change and it doesn't seem so obvious anymore. And it's all part of the process, right? I mean, you're moving forward, you're moving back a little bit, then you move forward again, then you move back a little bit, stabilize that energy, stabilizing these things, and then moving forward again. And having to remember to go back to the center, go back to source. If you do a heart-based practice, you go back to the, God in your heart, source in your heart, and it's just a process. I've been doing my meditation, and I don't even feel like I'm meditating. I'm just sitting there. It's so weird because my meditations were so deep, where I felt like I was just like, someplace else, and now I'm just sitting there, and it's kind of like, hum-de-dum, here I am sitting. But I think it's, I would say it's just part of the process. These near-death experiences are interesting because there's a lot of things in these near-death experiences that I could point to my own meditations and say, oh yeah, I had a meditation where I had something similar to that. Maybe not the same vivid quality that they have, because they're not in a body anymore, so they're able to, they've left the body, so it's more clear. When you're in a body, there's still that connection. It's like almost like a fog. It's more foggy, not as clear maybe. I don't know. I've not had near-death experience. But there was one guy, and he was talking about, I just watched one, and he had he went through the tunnel, went to a place of light, and he was actually angry that he was there. And he was like, hey, you know what? I got a family to raise. I got stuff to do. And basically I'm put out that I'm here. And, and the voice said, it's not your time, and, it's not your time to go. And he said, well, I want to know the meaning of life, and I want to know all these things. He was kind of belligerent about it. And this voice said, are you sure? And he said, yes, and it just blasted him with this, like hit him with this knowledge and light, and just hit him with this profound experience of, it was almost more than he could take in, and it reminded me. And he came back, and he said it cost him his marriage, almost cost him his family, because he was so wrapped up in trying to solve these mysteries and trying to put all the pieces together and trying to understand everything on the mental level. And it was a good thing to hear, because we can't understand things on the mental level only to a point. And after that point, the heart is the infinite. The heart can understand the infinite. The mind cannot. It's just not possible. And our society is set up to where everything's mental. Where, We're supposed to produce, we're supposed to consume, everything's got an end point, everything's got a beginning and an end, and it's all very, we plan out our retirement, we plan out our work life, and we plan out our jobs, and we plan out our budget, and we're doing all this planning all the time, but we're not really living. And I've been dealing with these a lot of patterns coming up lately, and it's been interesting that stuff's coming up. And one of my the heartfulness trainer, there's a nice lizard right there. Heartfulness trainer sent me a little link yesterday, and it was talking about patterns. So it was interesting that came along right when I needed it, and it's no coincidence. When you're asking divine for help, when you're asking for assistance, you're going to get assistance. Be humble, be grateful, be thankful, and that assistance becomes more and more. These higher ups, these higher level energies, they want to bring us up. They want to help pull us and lift us up. And so anyway, it was interesting to hear these different near-death experiences and the different lessons, and they are profound, and they're like I said, it's different for every person. There's similarities within the different experiences, but it's just like, that's why you can't compare your spiritual path to anyone else, because there's similarities, but it's not exactly the same for everyone, because we're all at different levels. And this guy had an experience, and he went to the other side, and he went to that place, and the entities there were like, you're welcome to stay here. And if these concepts make sense to you, if this what we're working on, this higher level information makes sense to you. And he was like, I don't get it. He's like, I think I need to go back. And he made the decision also, hey, I need to go back. Because we always hear, they don't want to go, people don't want to go back, they don't want to leave, and we're being tricked, and it's all a big trick to trick us to come back. And I don't know, I don't know what to think about that. But I think that God's not going to force us. This godly energy is not going to force us to do anything. And anyway, so he came back, and he said, anybody can be at these higher levels. He said there's millions of people that are at a higher level than I am after that experience even. He said it's just, we progress, we make we're moving, we're evolving. Our soul is moving back towards source. And that could mean, everybody's got different. Everybody could have a different experience, and we can't expect our experiences to be the same as everyone else's. It's just not. Everyone's path's different. And it's important that we understand that. And it's a heart-based path. We just can't understand everything on the mental level. It's just too. Kamlesh talks about this stuff really great. Breaks it down and talks about how the heart is infinite. Only the heart can reach those infinite levels, and we can't experience it with the mind. The mind has a limit. There's a limit to what we can understand, and it's just like there's a limit physically to what we can do. We can train, we can try to get more fit, we can try to increase the weights, but there's going to hit a point where you're up against genetics, you're up against age, nutrition. You just get to a point where you've maxed out. And that's not the case with the heart. The heart never maxes out. And that's important that we understand that. But okay, hope you have a good day.